The link tag is used for linking to an external style sheet, but you can also define local styles right in your HTML file. Let's start by making a working copy of style.html here in the Chapter 3 folder of the exercise files. I'm going to rename this style-working.html, and I'm going to open it in my text editor here. So what we have is a simple document with some lorem ipsum down here. Lorem ipsum is random Latin text that is designed to be not distracting, to look enough like text for use in laying out documents and not enough like text to be distracting in itself. And let's go ahead and open this in the browser so we can see what it looks like. And we see this is already styled with our style sheet. Here in the document, you can see rel style sheet main.css. So let's go ahead and open main.css as well. And here's our CSS. You can see it's a very simple CSS file. This is really what I call a CSS reset. It's just setting the defaults so that my document will look the same in various different browsers on various different platforms, or as close to the same as it can. Now, when we look at this in the browser, you'll notice that, yes, it's styled and it's not the default, and it's got the font that I asked for and everything, but it actually doesn't look very good. The first thing that jumps out at me is that the paragraph text, the lines are too close together. There's not enough leading in typesetting. Leading is the space between lines. And so I want to go and fix that, but I don't want to change my main.css because I like this. It has function for me across the entire site, or across, in this case, the entire course. So I'm not going to change that. Instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go here into my HTML file, and here's where we link to the external style sheet, and we know how to do that using the link tag. The other thing we can do here, right up here in the head, is we can put in a style tag, and it looks like this. And that allows us to put a style sheet right here in the HTML document. And so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to say for my P elements, I want to increase the line height. And I know that I've got the line height set to 1 in my main.css, so I'm going to put 1.2. And we'll learn more about CSS later in the course, or if you want to learn more about CSS, I strongly suggest you take my CSS course, CSS for Developers, here on the lynda.com online training library. So we'll save this and we'll bring it up in the browser, and I'll reload the browser. And you see now it gave us a little bit of air there, a little bit of space in between the lines, and it actually looks a whole lot better. And I'd just like to do one more thing, make this look a little bit more bookish. I'm going to take this first line of the first paragraph, I'm going to make it all small caps, because I see that in books sometimes, and I think it's cool. And so I'm just going to say p.first, first line. And so dot first means that it's a class, so I'm going to have to call out that first paragraph and give it a class of first. That's a class selector. And I'm going to come in here and I'm going to say font variant, small caps. And I'm going to come down to my first paragraph. I'm going to say class equals first. So any paragraph with the class equals first, which is this dot first here, and then this pseudo selector of first line means it'll just apply to the first line of the paragraph, and it'll give us small caps. So I'm going to save that, come over here to the browser and hit reload, and you see our first line there is in small caps, caps and small caps, and then the rest of it is in mixed case like it's supposed to be. So while you'll usually use a link tag to employ an external style sheet, you'll sometimes want a few simple styles specific to a given document. The style element in the head section is an excellent way to accomplish this.